Morning, guys. Honestly, I'm pretty gloomy and gray today. I guess the same as the weather. 2 days ago, we were cycling in 23-degree weather. It's balmy. Today, it's like 5 degrees, 8 degrees, something like that. We're supposed to have like gale force winds this afternoon. Yesterday it was super windy and I couldn't go for a ride at all. I don't know about you guys, but I get affected a lot by the weather. When it's gloomy, I feel gloomy. When it's bright, it's sunny, I feel uplifted. And it wasn't always like that, but I grew up in Minnesota, so I was used to kind of the seasonal changes. But then I lived in Arizona where it's sunny all the time, and I think that kind of ruined me, because once I went to the East Coast, out to Boston, some years were so bad. One year I think I didn't see the sun for like a month and a half. There was just no sun, and I had to buy a light box therapy light because of it. I was so depressed. And even though I know it's gonna maybe get a little windy towards the end of my ride today, I just had to get out, because every time I feel bad, if I go for a ride, I know I'm gonna feel a lot better later. And I can't go 2 days in a row of just feeling really down and depressed. So I don't know, how do you guys deal with gloomy days? Does it affect you? I could use a few more techniques or tricks to try to handle some of these gloomy days. Even though I know I'm going to feel better later, I'm just kind of dreading going back and having the whole day be gloomy like this. And it's going to get worse because it's going to be really windy, and the visibility will probably go down. It's interesting here, they will tell you the air quality and what's causing the air quality. So sometimes if we have bad air quality, they'll say it's pollution, but other times we have stuff like dust, pollen. Over the weekend we had a bad air quality day, and it's due to sand. You can barely even see the mountains today. I'm not even in the mood to listen to music. I think I'm gonna listen to a podcast with who is it, Dr. Stephen Spiller. Is a researcher in Norway, an endurance athlete researcher. And I've always really enjoyed his work and his research. He's constantly trying to find new metrics for quantifying and improving endurance sports. If I remember correctly, he coined the term polarized training. So his research has really been quite impactful on the endurance sports community. And today's podcast I'm going to be listening to, he's talking about using breathing, like how many breaths per minute, as a way of actually helping to quantify training stress. Instead of using power or using heart rate, because heart rate can be affected by your sleep quality, by your hydration, by whether you're fatigued. So it's not really an end-all be-all way of quantifying your training stress score and determining how hard you're working. It kind of comes down to the old school method of just RPE, your perceived exertion, being a better metric. I gotta do a video, guys, where I just walk around with the camera and go downtown. It is so funny to watch all the grandpas, because they stare at me so much. Like, not even when I'm filming myself, just the fact that I'm a foreigner, I have a beard. They'll stare at me like, oh, and they'll run into stuff because they're not looking forward. It's so funny to watch. And the woman, the aunties and the nai-nais, the grandmas, they don't care. They don't give me a second look most of the time. But all of the grandpas, oh my gosh, the mouth opens. I don't know what it is about the older men. Why do they care so much? Are so shocked to see a foreigner, and the women don't care whatsoever. If you have theories on that, or you live in China and you've observed this, please let me know why, because I don't get it. Well, the sun did end up coming out, and as you can see, the cherry blossoms have definitely started. What a difference just a couple days make. And that really does make me feel good about coming out for a ride today. I mean, I am feeling a lot better already. Even though I can feel the wind picking up a little bit, and I know what's coming, that we're going to be pretty gloomy and windy this afternoon. But I don't think I've ever regretted a workout. I've had to drag my feet to get out the door many times. And I've regretted certain times that I've rode the bike for transportation purposes, especially when living in Boston. But I haven't ever regretted riding for a workout. I just wish I could come up with some more tools to use for those gloomy days when you've got many of them in a row, because I'm not always going to work out every single day. Sometimes the training plan doesn't allow for it. Sometimes my mood doesn't allow for it. I guess that person was filming me. I saw them coming up on the other side of the road there and pull their phone out, and I thought they were taking photo or video of all the blossoms there, because I was doing that too. Nope, camera comes towards me. Foreigner on a bike, foreigner on a bike. I guess I stick out like a sore thumb. That's all right. I'd really like to know the story behind those cycling statues there. It's interesting, right over here there's a whole bunch of cycling stuff. There's a lot of these little like trailers and stuff like that I've seen these before down in Zhoushan by the sea. They'll have different like food and drinks during the summertime, so I bet this is a POI once the weather starts warming up a little bit more. Almost done with this endurance ride, and I just finished the podcast with Stephen Styler, Professor Stephen Styler in Norway. And it's really interesting listen there. I'll put a link in the description below if you guys are kind of training and data geeks like I am, coming from a science background. I can't turn it off. I can't help it. But big takeaway from it was that respiratory rate is a really good indication when paired with your heart rate reserve. So the difference between your maximum heart rate and your resting heart rate, that's your heart rate reserve. So the percentage of your heart rate reserve that you're at combined with your percentage of your ventilation between resting and maximum is a really good indication that when those two are really high and coupled together, you're about to get dropped from your group ride. Currently, there's not a device out there that'll tell you this coupled to your head unit, but apparently he's been working with the company for 3 years trying to develop something like this, and they're getting closer and closer to releasing it. It'll end up being like a strap that you have to wear, or maybe something that can be integrated into a heart rate monitor strap. So it'll be interesting to see if that starts to become a new training metric or performance metric. One performance enhancing technique that he mentioned is in short efforts. So if you're gonna have some punchy hills, these really short bursts of high effort, you can preload your breathing a little bit. So you can start purposely doing a bit of hyperventilation leading into this short effort. And instead of waiting for the parasympathetic nervous system to kick in to start breathing more and delivering more oxygen, so you're kind of preloading yourself. And it works apparently decently well for short efforts. For longer efforts, nothing's going to help in terms of preloading. But the jury's still out on whether or not it's trainable, your breathing being trainable. And that's kind of interesting because he mentioned, I think he doesn't really think too much that it's trainable, but he did say it's very individualistic. So maybe some individuals who have bad posture, bad breathing habits, that they can benefit from training their breathing, but other individuals who just naturally have more efficient breathing, they're not going to gain so much from trying to train that system. I can definitely tell you my breathing is in the tank at the moment. I can definitely feel when I breathe in, I'm not getting full access to my lung capacity. So I probably had some sort of virus, maybe still do, still affecting me quite a bit on these rides. But yeah, when a device like that eventually comes out, I'd be really interested in testing it out and incorporating it in my training. Yeah, it's glad I gave that podcast a listen. Glad I came out here. The weather definitely improved. My mood improved. Thanks for coming along with me today, guys. Keeping me some company. And I'll catch you in the next ride. Peace.